more handily than I personally thought they would. And this is going to be very interesting to see where the maps are going to go, because I'm curious if Boss can contest again.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. We're going to be starting out on Anubis here. A little bit of a different look. I think we actually have a Dust 2 coming in as well in the video. No. Well, we've got the Anubis coming in here.
Yeah. I want to echo your sentiments as well. I think Snav actually has been a really good pickup here as an IGL. It's the best one they could have gotten with the fall of Timbermen, and I think that he's been able to contribute in such a strong way with the lack of Cryptic on this roster.
Oh boy. They're straight on into this. Hex has gotten a nice 2-piece here off the Glocks. Bomb's going down. Nothing can be done about that. Full retake. Gonna rotate a player around towards CT and Temple. Freshie and Slight. They do have a smoke. Help section off one of these fights, but ultimately NRG in a pretty good spot for this one, especially with the flash from Nitro. Can be tossed in for B main, assuming he holds on to his position. Here's that smoke. Here's that flash. Actually, it was just a flash back the other way. Nothing doing here. Nothing doing whatsoever. No chance for Slight. It's peppered down for the final. And while the bomb will take some of these players along with it, it will be around for NRG.
Nitro just barely escaping. Yeah, good job by NRG, honestly. And look, they're a good Anubis team, which is why I was so surprised by the result last time up against Boss. I'm pretty sure they didn't get double digits. Yeah, they lost 13-8 against Boss. Oh, great. Yeah, that's fantastic, actually. I really can't wait. That's going to be the first time I actually get to cover it, so I'm pumped.
If we get there, it's a decider. Anubis, Mirage.
Oh, it's the decider.
Train, John.
Oh.
Yeah, you're going to need a 3-mapper to finally get to cast a train game.
Oh, no. I thought it would be the pick for NRG. Okay, nope. Well, that's still
possible.
Maybe. Yeah,
so you're telling me there's a chance. Need Boss to do some serious work here. Snav is close at hand. Naded down, though. Should eliminate his already slim possibility to do much to affect this round. He's picking his timing, though. And, well, his timing has picked him. He could come through the smoke. Well, okay.
It's not working.
I like some of the ideas. There were ways to upset this apple cart. Unfortunately, the cart stays intact. OC, 5-0. It doesn't even count the bomb death, so... Technically, he died once, but we'll pretend he didn't.
OC picking up where he left off in that previous map of Dust 2, where he was the star, honestly, with the AWP. Kind of expected, given that his performances on Dust 2 have been impeccable. But on Anubis, he's not too shabby either. I think he's looked fairly comfortable in the last few times I've watched him on it. So let's see if he can continue this pace up against the Boss squad that will have the guns this time. 5 M4s, no AWP able to be afforded just yet, but I'm sure they're going to deploy that as soon as possible. Snav smoked off here over at E-Box, and it looks like Hex wants to get some forward positioning towards that A site. Molotov tossed in, so they're trying to sell a hit. I'm not sure if it's actually going to go in this direction, and you see them already fading off. Lots of smokes here on this B site, and this is where NRG are going to end up. All of them charging forward. Only 2 Boss players are standing here. Time taken away. Wolf looking for targets. Gets one. Maybe the second as well. No. Snap pitches in, but it looks like NRG have control of this site, Mike.
Look at the health, though. Look at the health, John. 11 health on 2 players. This is going to be so tough. They got to shoot their way out of it, and it's got to be, well, I was going to say bro. George and OC.
Oh my god.
Headshots required. Just George. No health to spare. How's he doing this? How is he doing this? Back behind the pillar. Freshie doesn't realize no. Snaps to it. My goodness. They almost convert despite the low HP. But ultimately, it will be Freshie to get that defuse done.
That's, yeah. I mean, NRG go down, but look at the damage done. The buy-up's going to be pretty ragged here on the boss side. And then you look at NRG with the bomb plant and everything. They've got a full buy coming through. So that bonus was really good, and it sets them up for a nice follow-up.
We know how important the CT side of Anubis is, how difficult it is, rather, right? Scraping any of these rounds is so critical, but now you have to follow it up. You have to follow it up. Otherwise, you're going to be behind the pale economically for round after round after round while NRG stack them up. So, whoa, this one takes on so much importance now, and it looks like NRG wants to go back to trying to beat down the door of this B site. Wow, look at the util exec. They're not wasting any time about this. They want to get right in. Spot the boost up. Should know there's good odds of a stack now because of that, and nades come back out, so bro shut down. Trade, though.
They're just, wow.
They're not being subtle about their intentions, are they, John?
No, not at all. I was going to say, like, they're just going at it. They're charging right on forward, and OC, I was surprised he continued that fight, honestly. And I mean, good for him. He gets the frag, but still, NRG strutting their stuff here on Anubis, trying to bully boss.
Just mid control. It's Freshie on the other side of it. Oh, and he's forced to dive through a Molotov to avoid getting caught out here in towards mid. It's a good call. Take the damage. Give yourself a chance to actually fight. If they could link up with Snav, that'd be huge, but they're so limited on utility. They just don't have a flashbang for this peak. They can't go through the smoke. They can't brave it, so that first pick goes in. They know where the Molotov came from. Slice does well to get one here. He'll keep himself up. He can set up the retake, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Nice bit of maneuvering from Slight. The problem is, with OC still controlling middle, do they realize there's still a player out towards camera? Be a heck of a read, and no, they're not prepared at all. OC snaps the jaws of this trap shut. Big trouble on now. George still at the cake. They know about it, but George is quick on the trigger.
Wow, what a round from OC. 3K. He continues being key here to NRG's success. We already talked about the economy being in tough position for boss, and now it just goes from bad to worse as they get that single round victory isolated, and they're just going to be on a full-on eco here. It's only USPs, maybe. Okay, Wolf goes in a little bit with a 5-7 and some armor, and Fruit Cup along with Freshie also do something similar. That Freshie had armor, but he decided to sell it and go back to a USP. Didn't even upgrade the pistol afterwards. So it's just going to be the 5.7 and the P250 coming through. Going back to OC, though, he is one of the top players here on Anubis for the squad. Over the last 19 times he's played at 1.35 impact and a 1.3 rating. He's got also a 1.5 KDR. He is actually ridiculous on Anubis as well. ADR a little bit lower at 77.4, but he's an opper, and that's where he's going to be doing the damage.
Little poke up E-main, little nade to follow it up. Yeah, put your head back inside the house. You don't want to deal with the weather out here. Shouldn't be much that we expect the boss in this round, obviously. Minimal investment. Wolf getting a 5.7 in armor. NRG not doing their measure for conservation today, you know, taking down Wolfie and now trying to do much the same to Wolf. They're endangered, don't you know? Can't be doing this, NRG.
Well, this one's done, Mike. I think NRG picked the right site, got the plant, but and boss are waiting for exits.
Can boss scrape a gun? That's the real question here, right? Yes. Nitro might get collapsed upon as they try and bail out B main. It's distinctly possible.
He's got OC or Bro with him, so he's probably okay.
He's gonna have everyone with him in a moment here.
Yeah.
Okay, Snap 2 kills. This is getting risky. Now they got guns. Can Slate get away with this? Looking like yes. Getting very expensive indeed. Slate gets away with an AK and 3 players die. Bad. For USPs, that ain't bad.
No, not at all. I was surprised that Snav gets 2 with that USP. USP's scary, man. If you hit the headshots, you can get some frags pretty quickly. So NRG underestimating the potential there of those pistols, and, well, they pay the price. They're still okay. They still got a full buy, and their economy is relatively healthy, although Hex decides to go for a Galil. That is a conscious choice, because he had enough money to get an AK, but I guess he wants the 5 extra bullets, and maybe he's expecting some softer targets. I'm not sure, but everyone's buying up here, except for, I should say, Wolf. He did buy up, but he's got the MP9 instead of a rifle. Fruit Cup opening frag onto Hex. Snav gonna get a 2K on Nitro, and Georgia just walk into his crosshair, and he clotheslines them. OC and Bro, the last two standing.
Now looking for damage, and I mean, as well, because of how expensive that last round got the chance to actually cause some serious problems for NRG. Barring somehow finding a bomb plant out of this, we're likely staring down the barrel of a fairly broken buy coming out from NRG. The fortunes have changed. This dogged insistence in taking B right off rip at the beginning of rounds has come back to bite them eventually.
Well, still...
It really is.
Still bomb control. Sorry, go ahead.
It's just kind of fascinating how determined they are to just immediately hit B.
I think they're trying to establish some dominance on the map, to be honest with you, Mike, because last time they played against Boss, they felt a little shaky throughout the entirety of it. So I think they're trying to say, hey, we can play this map pretty hard, and you guys are not going to have much of a chance. But I don't think that message isn't coming across just yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to say we could take B every time.
Yeah.
No matter what you do. It's an ambitious message to send, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
See what damage can be wrought. No, see? Nothing. Nothing. They'll get nothing. Shut out of this round. Boss gonna assert themselves here on the B site. And now, what do you want to do, NRG? Bro's double eco. Hext has some cash.
I think you go in a little bit here.
Certainly would make sense. Do we get a little bit of a change-up pitch? All the way in they'll go. Yep. George and OC with the rifles. Giving them to the hot hands. And this seems like a clear out in towards mid. So Molotov for the right side. There's no one actually holding this. Boss have completely conceded mid. It's Wolf trying to rotate in to support it.
I mean, yeah, the mid's wide open.
Especially with the A main lurk, you could get a pretty potent pinch here in towards the A site.
Yeah.
There's another set of smokes as well. That's exactly what they're going to go for. Another temple smoke put up. Would like Hex to maybe get a little bit more active here. And that CT smoke is well timed. Right now he's just trying to corral rotations, but that does require his teammates to get all these kills, and those flashbangs aren't perfect. Bro will go through, but coming back in, he's annihilated. Ooh, utility just a little too shallow on NRG, and it costs him.
Yeah, I mean, look, that was a good timing from Wolf. I'm kind of with you there. I think if Hex pushes a little bit sooner, he gives his team a better chance of success there, but it just felt like Boss had their number from beginning to end either way. Even with a nice smoke, a nice couple of smokes thrown by NRG in the attempted push into A, they were just denied at every turn. Speaking of Wolf, who had that 2K with the MP9 in that previous round, he has been ridiculous since joining up with Boss. I mean, look, 1.26 impact rating. He's got a firepower rating of 94, and also coming in at an ADR of 85.6, and that's over 35 maps played with the squad. Slight going to get the opener here onto George, but it's not only that, it's not just the stats, it's the way he plays. The space he opens up for the team is incredible, and he was the reason why on Anubis last time Boss was able to take this.
So how do you try and scrape something out here for NRG? How do you try and scrape a bomb plant out of this? Feels like it should just be a shutdown. And indeed, NRG are milling about as if to say, yeah, pretty much. Wolf is isolated. This could work. Snav will find OC, but it's 3 players on the other side of this. And he's not going to be much tested. Good bit of transfer. Easy as you like for a Wolf.
Yeah, well done again. I actually realized last time it was Freshy that played really well for Anubis for Boss. He had a really good game. He had 24 frags, but Wolf in general, I would say, has been really incredible for the Boss squad, and he was leading the charge in their previous BO3s and even the last one they had. Anyway, let's see how it goes here. Tied up 4-4. It's a great recovery for Boss. I mean, down 4-1. NRG was kind of controlling the pace, but what Boss was doing well was keeping the guns falling out of the hands of NRG and keeping the bodies light at the end of rounds, and that is what's helped them get to this point and back into it on a CT side that's always difficult on Anubis. And I mean, 4 is already serviceable, and they're setting themselves up for a potential 5th here. As you know, the buyup's not that great for NRG. You got a couple of Galils and 3 AKs. We'll see if they can make it work. OC staring down towards that bridge through the window, but they're not spotting anything. Boss are playing their cards very tightly to their chest here.
Just for the moment. Looking like we could get some cave aggression here. No mid presence from either side. That seems like this is going to be a straightforward A take. Players massing outside of A main. Utility at the ready. Not a lot of flashbangs, just the one. Actually getting through this choke point could be challenging. Good Molotov to rumble the back kick player. There's the one. Freshie, what you got? Oh, deleted. Hacks. Well done on the entries. And with the bomb now planted, this one looking like a save.
I mean, that's just Hex, honestly. I think he might have thrown the Molotov as well for back kick, so beautifully done from him. Gets the 2 frags on each player that's trying to defend that A site, and the rest of Boss was not in a position to get back on here, even though they have tons of cash, like a lot built up over that 3-round win streak. They decide, no, it's not worth it. The AKs are too valuable, and they will fall back and wait for the next round to get going, as NRG do hang on to the lead for now, and actually no casualties on their side at all. Will they get another upgrade off that Galil? I don't think they will. So they stick with the Galil, and they will get an M4 for OC. I mean, that's the first time, Mike, I think so far this half they've gone for that straightforward A take. They were just trying to bulldoze B every round, and finally they switch it up and it works.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of the mid through camera, but obviously the one time that we saw it with guns, not so successful. It was kind of a hallmark of what we saw from NRG on Inferno as well on these T sides, is fairly straightforward takes. Not a whole lot of disguise or late rotation.
Which is weird, because typically they are a team who loves to rotate late.
Look at this aggression. Look at these CT smokes. Deep out B main, deep down middle as well. But not having found the damage that they were looking for, Boss are going to abandon their forward post. Fading back in towards the site. Sitting on their haunches a fair chunk here.
And so are NRG. I mean, they're just still at back of bridge here on T side. Just held that
Weird
bridge.
moment of deja vu watching this.
Yeah.
In towards the middle. Not from this map, but... well, we'll see how it goes. Space has been taken from NRG. They've got that mid control. Nitro going to get caught. Snav? No. Can't finish the spray. That's going to be a big missed opportunity, but time is starting to become an issue here for NRG. They've got to decide on a site and hit it now. 30 seconds on the clock. They've got the space in mid, but Nitro keeps finding kills. He keeps finding kills. He keeps finding room. And he's single-handedly now sold this B fake. There's just one man here on A. It's just going to be Slight. And Slight has to hold them all at bay, but Slight does have that big green gun. And at least for the moment, George in middle has been very slow to activate. Ooh, there's the spot.
That's
Kill
a nice
found.
shot.
Bomb can't be denied. That will be planted. Another question is, can any of Slight's teammates actually get here to help him out? Not Fruit Cup. I'll tell you that much. Nitro ain't missing right now. And at that, Slight may just try and disappear into the night.
Ooh, it's going to be difficult for him because there's going to be pressure from every single angle, and he's done. Misses the shot. OC finishes the job and upgrades himself to a big green after a 2K. His 12th and 13th frags of the map. More than a frag per round coming through.
He is having a heater now. Was the same thing on Dust 2 earlier. Just not a lot of misses from OC. That round, it was all Nitro, though. I mean, the turnaround shot on Snav is ridiculous, and then to add on 2 more, low HP on it. New game leader doing the work himself.
It's crazy how much he did himself. I thought he was going to fall off after getting the first and join his teammates, but no, he gets 2 more after that, and then realizes he doesn't have to aggress any further. The job is done. He stays around in E-Box for a little bit, but eventually falls back to join his team. Here comes NRG charging into the B site. They're back to where they started, Mike. Let's see if it works out for them. They've got control of the site, but there are still players lurking beyond the smokes here. Spam comes through. Hex down to 17. It is chaos on the site, but the bodies are not getting dropped. It's just damage. We'll see if they get that bomb planted eventually. Yes. Wow.
Slight put on notice. Slight put on notice. Wolfie taken down through smoke. At what point do you pull the ripcord? Look, there's only 1 more round beyond this left in the half, but how do you get back in? There's 5 alive.
No, you got to fall off.
Look at this double rotate to start the hunt.
Jeez.
Bro and Nitro are on a mission right now to clear out guns. And actually, if Boss get wind of this, there's not time right now, but you'd almost think they could snap into the retake. Just a policy of containment right now is what they're going for. Well, Fruit Cut will find OC. They will not find the round. So a 7th on the board for NRG. It's not a bad collection of rounds already for Boss. If they can tap on this 5th, they'll be happy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think NRG were expecting there to be players saving towards the A site because they went to clear it out and no one's home. Boss were much closer towards B than NRG thought they were, so they get to save their guns, which means they'll have a full buy-up coming into this round, which is great for them. On the NRG side, excuse me, on the Boss side, I do agree with you, Mike. Like 4 rounds, as I mentioned before, is already good. If they get a 5th here, they'll set themselves up nicely. Heading over to that T side, excuse me. Slight gets the opener over onto OC. 5v4 just like that, and Wolf is hungry for blood. He wants to sink his teeth into someone here onto NRG. We'll see if he gets that chance. He does! The 2K spray down. Didn't even see the second one, but it doesn't matter. 5v2 just like that.
Wow. What a way to try and find that 5th. Let's see if they can finish it. Looking good, and indeed, it'll be Freshy to take it through a clean round. Sends Boss to the half. Live into the second half here. It's a good result for Boss when all things are considered. Tacking on a fifth round, sorry, at the very end. Giving themselves a bevy to play from here. But NRG trying to mess with the pace in that first half. Let's see what they've got on the defense here, John.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Obviously, their defense is pretty balanced with their T side. Honestly, I think that NRG tend to have better CT sides, but I mean, we'll see how it goes. Last time they played against Boss, it was not the case at all. Boss just tore them up once they switched over to the offensive end. So let's see how this pistol round goes. Obviously, that's how Boss got to their 5 rounds on the board, unless I'm actually misremembering, and it doesn't matter.
Look at this
George gets the opener, and OC, yeah.
Okay, it's going to be evenly exchanged, and now the question is there anything to defend on the A side? Well, it's not going to matter if you can't get the bomb there, because, oh my goodness, last player coming out A main, Fruit Cup has no one to play off of. That C4 firmly in the grasp of NRG. Bro going to reposition as the low HP player, try and catch them off guard. Leaving Nitro to defend. They're giving him the bomb. Giving him the bomb, but ooh, this is exactly what they were hoping for. He's taking the bait. He's headed back in towards A. Is Fruit Cup prepared for a player A main, for a player A heaven, and a second player wrapping A main? 50 seconds clearing on in, and Hex will catch him. They took a big risk there, betting that Fruit Cup wouldn't diagnose and just make the move on towards B. They're absolutely correct.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, even if they don't get that correct call, it's still the right call in the long run, right? Because if he doesn't go to that site, and you have 3 players rotating around, you don't lose anyone on an attempted A take, and you still have the numbers. But, of course, the bomb would have been planted. It's the best case scenario for NRG, of course. No bomb. No buy-up for Boss. And an 8-5 lead, which could quickly become 9. Depending on how these pistols are deployed. George, going to be looking for targets. He's already found one. Easy spray to the head. Hex gets another. They are getting very aggressive out here into canals. Wolf about to head into that smoke and probably to his death. Nitro and him, they touching the smoke, and Wolf manages to get Nitro, but George will find the immediate trade. So no harm, no foul.
Digging a dream for Fruit Cup. Do you think the X stands for 10? Does he have 10 Fruit Cups?
I mean, your guess is as good as mine, but I don't mind that one.
OC? We'll collect, keep it relatively clean. I enjoyed Nick X's tweet.
Yes.
After a good result in Cato, good individual map in Cato, tweeted, just trying to be the next Fruit Cup X.
I like it. So is he now Nick X or is he Nix? What's going on with that?
Nix. We're sticking Nix.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Nix. I like that. Anyway. I would like to ask Fruit Cup what the X is for. Is it just because someone else had the Fruit Cup name when he was younger and trying to get registered for an account on something and he just put the X? And it just stuck?
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? We've got Young Star, who uses like X's in place of vowels as a thing, but I don't think it's like Fruit Cup-oo. Fruit Cuppa.
The cup of the fruits.
Cup of the fruits. You've heard a cup of soup, but have you heard a cup of fruit? Look at this. The wrapping towards Temple. Boss have gotten so far forward. Is Bro aware? I don't know if Bro is aware of the timing on this. Gonna come back and check it. But don't wait to go ahead and get caught. Now at this point, what do you even do if you're Nitro? Well, you get one. Dipping, diving, dodging, ducking. It was only a matter of time before those bullets came peppering on in. This is a disaster for NRG. Bomb's going to be planted. How would you even get there for the retake if you wanted it? Well, this is how you do it. Delivery. Oh, my goodness. And MP9 not looking very nerfed right now, and this could just be
He could just stick it?
Yeah, Wolf is massively out of position. He's trying to come flying around. He's hurt, but the defuse is on. The kill comes through, but not in time to deny double-digit rounds for NRG.
That is a really good read from George, right? Because I think he realizes that the other player is out of position due to where he came from, and he just says, okay, I'm going to stick it, going to give it a shot, and it is absolutely the right call. If he sticks it even a moment later, even a millisecond later, it would have been a problem, and he wouldn't have won the round. But great, quick decision-making on his part. Gives NRG a 10th, and Boss are absolutely kicking themselves for that. Yes, it's expensive for NRG, but they still had enough in the tank to get a full buy on through, so the pressure is very much on for Boss to get a round victory here, because if they don't, it might be done. Oh, what a shot from OC on the bridge to open things up. And Nitro, along with Bro, get aggressive outside of B main. It results in another frag, a 3-man edge now, as Bro sees Slight trying to slip his way through and says, not today.
Not today, indeed. It's going to be a desperate push out, A main. Going flashbang or contact? There's the flash. We're getting the first ground on towards Fountain. Problem is, I don't think they realize OC's on the scene, and yeah, can't get skinny enough behind that Fountain pillar. Rare miss shot, but Hex is very capable of following it up.
Oh, this is bad now for Boss. I mean, yes, you have the full loss bonus coming through, and you could justify a full investment. So if you get a bomb plant here, you're okay to buy up in the next round as well. That's the one advantage of that T-side economy, but that's if a bomb plant comes through. Not to mention the utility is, well, it's not the best, but there is enough to go for a proper execute at the very least. I don't know, Mike. This is looking a little bit rough. Nice move from Wolf to get in position immediately and expect that push. Bro, though, I would say even better movement not to die in that circumstance and then fall back to the site.
Gets the info he's looking for. Costs him 53 HP, but here comes the hit on towards B. It's very straightforward. They're just trying to use what they can to break on through.
Way.
And so far, no good. Resilient in the defense. 3 picked up by Captain America himself. And it is map point found for NRG. 7 rounds in a row required of Boss to bring this back to overtime. And there's not a lot to work with in this first.
Mike, that didn't even look that bad for Boss. I thought the XQ was pretty good. It's just that they could not close out those kills, and the crossfires were absolutely lethal. I mean, OC just barely getting back behind the corner over in the E-box, and then the Nitro along with Bro setting up a lethal crossfire, one from CT and one from back site. Beautifully done from NRG, not to lose a single body either. Boss are on their last legs.
OC won't get that first opportunity, but George does on the follow-up, so 5v4 established here. Pain seems to be the only thing that Boss are consistently getting.
Yeah.
On up. So Desperate tries to find an opener. Quiet moment on the battlefield. As Boss realized they are watching their map pick slip away from them. And if they can't do it here, on the map where they found success before, what will the story be on Mirage? Yeah, it's plaguing. Aggression out. Wolf in trouble. Gonna be able to get his. But Bro still lurks. Nitro gone. Wolf sprayed down. The flashbang not enough to break Bro's concentration. It all falls to Fruit Cup. X in the name might need 4 kills. Not quite an X. In the server. What's he got? Fake flashes or a pistol swap coming out from Bro? Whatever it is, a quick shot from Hex will put this one to bed. 13-5. A dominant opener here from NRG. We thought that Boss had done enough in the first half to give themselves a chance, but they could never get going on their T side. They could never deal with that aggression coming through from NRG. They never let them breathe, and NRG have that runway of events, which is, of course, what they're trying to do in this qualifier. They'll be competing in that Ace North American Masters qualifier as well for the Blast Premier Rising. You've got now this bevy of lands being built up where instead of it just being like the one and done, you'll get one opportunity, and if you don't hit the ground running, it might be over. If they can get 2 or 3 lands in quick succession going, you could really start to see this team gel, and I mean, it's exciting. But Boss are going to look to end that storyline before it even begins, and it starts here on Mirage, and it starts here in the pistol.
Yeah, look, let's see if Boss can find this pistol and at least give themselves a fighting chance up against NRG, who absolutely love to play here. Mirage and Dust 2 have been their playgrounds as of late. And there is a bit of damage done by Boss, but they're playing a retake setup at this point. They're giving up the site.
And full retake, yeah. Bomb's going to go down. There's nothing that can be done about that. And actually, they're playing so far back as well that they give that initial road in towards Ticket. Freshie is basically trying to invite the players to retake against him because he had 2 players close at hand. And actually recognizing that, NRG change up their plan. They go for the jungle control instead. You want one of these. Oh, Slight stuck around behind to try and secure this. It's messy on the site. They're just defusing. No one was in position to deal with this. I love the initiative there from Freshie. Has the kit. That's unexpected. And the pistol round is snatched away.
That's actually really nice. Well done from Boss. I mean, look, they gave away the site immediately. That was the plan the whole time. They had the kit on Freshie, so they just wait and wait and wait. Bomb goes down. They charge in, smash through a couple of players, and Freshie just says, I'm sticking it. I got it. And NRG had no one nearby at all to deal with that attempted play. So good on Boss. They take the pistol, but they give up the bomb plant, which means a buy-up is absolutely coming through for NRG. They got a couple of Mac 10s, a Tech 9, and the Galil. So actually less firepower than expected coming through on their side, probably because the frags weren't necessarily there to build up a little bit more money. Either way, Boss will have to be on their toes.
Couple players stacked up in apps. Looks like they're bringing more bodies that way. Gentlemen would go a long way towards obfuscating what they wanted to do. While George will test it, he won't find much for his efforts. Right now, this is just looking like an apps burst. You got some presence in middle. You got some util being thrown from Nitro, but it's mostly a distraction. As he looks to link up with his teammates, he has sectioned off 3 players over on the A side of the map, so they kind of get what they want. Wolf, though, is ahead of this. He's revealed. Oh, great kill from Hex to follow up as well. And oh, no. It's all falling apart here for Boss. Freshie.
Oh, what?
A parting gift through the smoke. A random spray actually does connect onto George. So he gets to finish what was started in that mid-engagement, but they don't look like they've got much of an appetite for this retake.
I'm surprised. After Freshie gets the second one, I thought they were going to poke in a little bit more, but yeah, I guess it makes sense because you've got the kit, you've got the full armor, the util, the FAMAS. It's just too much to risk in this circumstance without having any space and not knowing how much util energy you have left to even stall you further. So they're going to fall back. I just don't understand how Freshie gets that second one, just a random little spray. But either way, we got to talk about what Hex did. Charging into that site, getting to, in fact, the fact that they only go into that site, they actually don't lose anyone on that attempted take. By that point, Hex will die to the bomb, is impressive in and of itself. Some sharp shooting there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dynamic entries on the fast play, so now Boss in trouble. You do have those salvage guns. It's going to make this force buy a little better, but a force buy nonetheless. FAMAS dropped over. Newly reduced rifle, letting smoke be bought alongside it. Slight saving some extra cash to maybe get towards an AWP in the first gun round. Assuming they don't convert here.
Ooh, a little bit of aggression coming through from Boss here. They're down the A ramp, and they know that NRG are likely not coming in this direction. But if they do, they have some nice forward positioning.
Bro's coming back to look
do they
for
realize it?
Wow, Bro spots it. He's dinked up, though. Want to be careful not to give up a gun here. Not to give up his life, not to give up the bomb control. So he'll play buddy system with a teammate. But that means this whole side of the map's closed for business, right? That is great information for Boss. If NRG want to take it back towards A, they got to spend a lot of time clearing things out. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to come back in force. So they say, okay, you think you know what's going on here. But we're going to occupy the space that you've left. And if you haven't left it, well, we're going to have isolated fights. Speaking of isolated fights, though, here comes Snav. Snav's got himself an upgrade. Dink on from Bro. So Snav not exactly got a lot of HP. But if they do want to go for the A hit, this is the reinforced site. Bodies are here. And there's one to come through the murder hole quickly. This could get frisky. Hex is out towards Sandwich already, though. This is good spacing. Player withdrawing in towards Palace in Snav. Knows he's low HP. Can't take a sustained engagement. And Slight with an unarmored 5-7. He's going to have to do something really nifty here to give them a chance. And that's not going to happen.
I think that might be it.
Yeah. Well, Snav still wants to commit. Low HP, not sustained. And this is a cleanup on Isle NRG.
Wow. Yeah, it got interesting. Obviously, Snav winning that fight was pretty crazy, but gets dinked in the process, and that really is what cost him. Yes, you get the upgrade, but you're so light on health that the moment you go out one bullet, a stray one even, and you're done, and that's pretty much what happens. Thought Slight could make some noise. I like the idea, right? 5-7, we know how dangerous it can get, even just holding the angle up close from Ticket, but he really never gets a chance to activate cleanly, and well, Hex racks up another 3. And Wolf survives, saves the armor and the 5-7, but speaking of saves, that's what this round is going to be for Boss. Not going to invest much of anything as NRG have started to get their momentum going once more. I think there have been a few occasions so far already where it felt like NRG shouldn't be getting multiple frags and that Boss should be getting trades, but the trades aren't coming through for Boss. Once on that B site, when NRG was charging in and Hex got a couple, and then previously, I think it was the round before the last one we saw, where they just tried to get on into the site and Boss were unable to deny them as well. It's just strange.
Well, it helps when your entry's having some phenomenal success, right? Hex starting off 6-1.
Yeah.
First getting to the breach in a lot of these A plays. Makes life easier. He's not always been filling that role in this iteration, but here he certainly has been. And Nitro alongside him will blow open the doors to the A site. Cost of Freshie and Snav's lives. Just one set of armor on Wolf. Goodbye, set of armor. Goodbye, any chance of making this round interesting. Some damage done. Some damage done here. Slight might be able to snatch away a gun. It's distinctly possible, but the bomb's going to be planted.
Yeah.
No. Never mind.
Doesn't happen for Slight, and NRG pick up the third, as expected, of course, just going up against those pistols. Now is when we have to see something from Boss here. With the guns coming out, it'll be M4s across the board. No, excuse me, sorry, there will be an AWP purchased by Slight. He had enough money for that. I didn't expect him to, because it's going to be a glass cannon, but he decides that the risk is worth it. We'll see if he's right. Smoke going to get tossed immediately by Bro for that mid-wind. Oh, excuse me, for a Cat. And NRG are back to their slower pace on their T side.
At least for the moment. Expecting a bit of aggression, perhaps. Still abundant time to work with here. And it is Boss positioned for a mid-crunch. Right, expecting aggression up the underpass, up the tunnel. So perhaps correct from NRG to treat this one a little tentatively. Some footsteps made by Hext there. He's a bit of an audio cue. Invites the smoke out from apps. So they're draining the utility coffers here. That is the last smoke for Boss as far as we're aware.
Could be one on the ground, but I think you're right.
Still 50 seconds here. There'll be plenty of time after those fade. Con smoke thrown. This looks like it's going to be a pinch on the B. Split on in. Nice HE. Snav capitalizes, but only finds the one. Still needs strong effort from the B defenders. Rotations are on the way, but here come the takes. Freshie connects on another. This is huge. He's cutting off the rotations. It's all going to be on the OC. He's looking for a little more damage, but 20 seconds. Needs to get out of those apartments if there's going to be any chance at actually winning this round. Dodges the first shot. Shoulders it out. For headshots. Got him. Oh, a second OC. Nearly makes that very winnable. But Slight just manages to slip away to stay alive. Still, that extra kill means they can't build a ton of bank, and it will be an NRG team buying right back in.
I think that attempt by OC keeps the pressure on enough despite a round victory for Boss, right? He goes out, he says, look, if I can pull off a clutch, that would be crazy, but just getting a frag, maybe another one coming through will help to keep the economy at bay for Boss and allow us to have another shot to crack on through. And, well, that is what happens. Freshie and Snav waiting on that A site towards connector. Actually, just again, it was a nice defense from Boss. In fact, the flashes were beautiful from NRG. It's just that Boss were able to play anti-flash well enough, or at least some players were able to play it well enough to deny the space being gained by NRG. There's a Molotov tossed into the apartments. Plenty of time left for NRG to make a move, and they've already got a player out Tetris. That's Bro. We'll see what he does with that position. Oh, there's one frag. There we go. 5v4.
They rumbled out on the steps. Withdrawing in towards Con. Trying to find some place to hold on to as the onslaught on A comes through. If they could kill George, there's the kill on George. Life gets a little easier. Nitro's still top mid. They want this kill to make the retake viable. Nitro knows the best thing he could do right now for the team is be a bit of a cockroach. Stay alive for as long as possible. But that's not going to come to pass. Freshie clears this out nicely. Snav has been traded in the meantime, but a 2-on-2 is a whole lot more recoverable of a situation now for Boss. Bomb planted. Flashbang delays this. What a shot from OC. Wow. Just full on. Takes the fight the second as well. Fearless. Into the breach goes OC. And Boss are back to square one.
Look, OC on Dust 2, Anubis, and Mirage is a scary customer. I'll tell you that. It's not... Inferno, maybe not as much. He's had his struggles there, but the rest of the pool, or at least these three maps, wow. We have seen some prime OC plays coming through, and Boss, call a timeout off of that. That was actually really bold. Like, going for the first one, I understand, but then re-peaking it again, he is really feeling it, and the shots were absolutely beautiful as well. Alrighty. Let's see what Boss has to say in response to that. Timeout has ended. Yeah.
They don't exactly have the biggest voice in this one. It's kind of, you know, if a rifle round's a megaphone, this is like the tin can with a string attached.
I'll get some upgrades.
Stay off of bomb sites. No, don't plant that bomb. Don't do it. I'm gonna be very mad if you plant the bomb.
I'd imagine that's
the
conversation.
You think? Well, I think these pistols can result in a round victory for Boss, Mike.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I like to live in the land of optimism that you do, John. One day I hope to have the power of positivity. But today is not that day because it's an empty site. And at the very least, a lot of util being spent. George will find the first on a little poke up the underpass. Just banging them. Someone, give me another shot. That could have gotten weird, but it won't. George did get collected, so that's actually a gun. That's a gun game for Fruit Cup. There's something to be had out of this round. Exit to the best case scenario. And Fruit Cup saving this AK would be value. Looks like he even wants to maybe go for a peek to clear out some guns. That might be too much of a risk.
Yeah, it is. Like, you're better off just trying to save that gun. Slight's been spotted, I believe, or at least
they're
have an
spamming
inkling.
con. They don't know he's here.
Okay. Well, there's not much you can do anyway.
Can't ninja. But maybe he can bring them back to the bomb. No, not even going to try that. Just going to try for a kill. Sometimes you'll see a player, even if they can't defuse the bomb, make like just they have a kit so that you pull it back and then die to the explosive, but not quite.
I thought he was going to tap it at least before he went around the corner. It wouldn't have taken much, and then maybe would have pulled someone back in, but it doesn't happen, and really it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, they do get out of the round with the AK, which is the important piece, and what was effectively a full-on eco. Now they got the buy coming through. AWP is in Slight's hands. We'll see if he can do more with it this time, since it's not going to be a glass cannon. But NRG have to be feeling good with the way this one is trending. Hex already up towards the ramp. Man, it looks like they want to go fast. I don't think they're going to waste any time here. Boss have 4 players on A, though. They've got the read. And 1 player pulls off. But they still have 3 here.
Yeah, they do have the bodies. They do have the bodies. The problem is you do have to contend with the fact that George is loose in middle.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen before, one of their solutions has been to try and isolate this mid presence before they go for the A retake. It's had mixed results. So they're trying a different look here. They're kind of leaving the mid presence alone. They're stacking the bodies in towards A. And they're just kind of offering to deal with the mid presence when it comes. Slight is very disjointed from the rest of his team. This is one of those setups where it does seem to be a gamble that's paying off. If this wound up being a smoke in towards connector B split, Slight would be in a lot of trouble. But for the moment, it seems Boss have chosen correctly. And if they can get this kill on George, they can indeed. That makes life a lot easier, even as Bro finds an entry. Now Molotov's out. Freshie slipped the gap here. Back triple. No one's out just yet. NRG, they need kills. They've got one. And oh my goodness,
no.
They've got another. Nitro stepping up when the team needs him. Not a lot more choke point utility. They've got another smoke. Can be deployed. Indeed, they may not even need that last one. Hex scoops the bomb. He's got no health. Oh, and Bro loses track of himself. This gets weird now. Need some utility to cover off CT. The bomb plant. The reposition here, but OC's too quick on the trigger. Fruit Cup can't capitalize. And oh, the planting open again. There's no time. There's no time. Slight's done it. Slight's won it. The reposition pays off. They still thought he was stuck out towards ticket booth. And instead, NRG find that round slipping away.
Wow, that is crazy. I can't believe they let the time slip away that far. I mean, obviously they were in a lot of fights to try and get possession of the site, but man, oh man, they got to collect their thoughts here. I would expect them to call a timeout off of that, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. They just want to continue rolling along. Whoa. Well, Slight, beautiful play. I mean, you called it out. I mean, he was isolated from the rest of his team, but man, did he close the gap quickly and then make the best decision possible. A couple of really good decisions. Slight then gets it through the smoke onto George, opening frag into this round. NRG are trying to pick up the pace and get right into this B site, but there are answers around every single corner. Wolf with 2, and Boss are managing to find a way back into this one.
I mean, look at the contain now. There's no way out. There's no way out there. Totally hemmed into the apartments. The flank is on. You are stuck. How many bodies do you give up? That is a question. But so far, it's looking very clean for Boss. And this is a round they desperately needed. OC death by 1,000 paper cuts is death nonetheless. They want the double up. They want the double up. Double up picked up, so that's a nice gift for Boss. Curious to see how they deploy it. Snav keeping it for the time being. That is a shot in the arm of the economy. Slight snatches away around, and then they keep it clean in the next. And suddenly, the script has flipped. The money's gone for NRG. They have to pull an eco. Boss, this is your premium opportunity to tie this game up.
Wow. Okay, if Slight keeps getting openers like this, Boss are going to have a very nice finish to this first half of action. Freshie spots some information. Now he wants to toss the nade. Oh, Freshie, no, that's a little bit shallow there on that nade.
He didn't hear the nice, ugh, on a proper jump throw. Hex with the P250. Hex with the P250. Surely not. Surely not. Oh my god, the 2-tap. Wolf never pulls the trigger. Uh-oh. It's just one man, but now that one man's got an AK.
Oh my god.
And now one man is causing all kinds of problem. They can't get overwhelmed now. Oh, but they're going to be. That's the last A-site defender. That's an extra gun picked up. That's weapons now reinforced. There's still 50 seconds. They can go any way they want. They can go any way they want. I'm smoking towards jungle, but it's a rotate around because Hex is saying, look, guys, I've got all this room. No one has come back to reclear the B site. And now Bro needs to get active on this periphery to keep their attention focused to potentially peel one away again. But do they realize how far up he's gotten? If he slips into jungle, oh, this is big trouble. This is big trouble for Boss. Snav, shot in the back, and now, can you even think about the retake for Slight? This is disaster. You finally broke their economy. This was pistols. This was an unarmored P250 walking out of apartments.
This was an eco. Yeah, it was just an eco. The P250 come out. There was like Glocks in the mix. Nothing really
Scout
that
got killed top
lethal.
mid immediately.
Yeah,
It was just pistols.
yeah.
No one had armor.
I told you Hex had that one though. It was just. I'm just kidding. That was crazy. Hex coming out there, getting the P252 tap, and then immediately picks up the AK, and then swings around from bench to get an instant headshot. That's all Hex, man. He created that space. He made this round a possibility for NRG because when all that's going down, you know, yes, you have players still on the A site, but they're thinking in the back of their minds like, oh no, like we're losing bodies on the other side. The pressure becomes very psychological in a lot of ways for Boss. They realize, oh no, if I go down, it'll be bad. And then you kind of lose your focus a little bit enough to be overwhelmed. And then NRG just gained full control. So well played. Timeout called now for NRG, despite getting the win.
Do you think this timeout is to calm their own calms down?
I think so.
Or to let Boss sit in how bad of a round that was to lose?
Maybe a bit of both, Mike, honestly, but I'd have to lean more towards, hey, let's calm things down, talk it through, get the excitement out, and get ready for this next round because, yeah, that was wild. You can't not be excited for Hex after that one.
No, yeah. That's a post-mo pop-off if ever I've seen one. Chance to regain for Boss. They need this. They need this now.
But it was looking like Boss would be able to really charge back, Mike.
But they can't now. So if they could bring it to even Stevens, all is forgiven. If they can't win here, they'll be broke for the last. So you better win here. Feels absurd to say this early on, but in some ways this does feel like the map.
Yeah.
Light presence on A. They want to go for the heavy stack towards B. This is a big lean because they don't have good mid control. It's just Snav spotting it from Con. And as smokes come out to block his vision, he's already going to deploy counter utility. So they're going to work their way out. And right now it seems like the NRG read could be strong. They're wrapping their tendrils around A. Freshie is very committed into this defense at ramp. Players brought back around just in time. The op is here from Slight, and Slight will connect. That's a massive kill to find. OC will be able to trade some things out, but Nitro only does get the one, so advantage, at least for the moment, to Boss. Utility trying to flush them. But this reposition out towards Ticket should make life very difficult indeed. Wolf hasn't revealed, and when he does, he puts the dagger into the round. So Boss get a chance to still fight for this map of Mirage. They've given themselves the 5.
Yeah, no, that's actually really well done, and it's hard to collect yourselves after losing a round like they just did, but, I mean, it feels like the timeout may have even benefited them, even though they weren't the ones who called it. So, good on Boss, not getting shaken at all. And they deny that attempt to take from NRG. So we go down to the last round of the half here. It's going to be a full-on buy for NRG and Boss, although there is no op available for NRG. I'm not sure if that's necessarily going to be a limiting factor. Here comes the Util Barrage from Slight. He's got the op in his hands, and he hits the shot into OC. Fruit Cup gets hexed. It is such a fantastic start. Look where Snav is. Oh, if he went around that corner, maybe he just would have ended the round right there, but instead he falls back through the smoke and tosses the incinerator. It kind of bounces off the head of one of the NRG players, and bro, he's popping off.
2 kills found. This round's back on. It's open back up. Slight's coming looking. That's Headshot City. They're in trouble. A re-clear on, but Bro's able to slip away. Do a 2-on-2. Do they drop on down? Oh, Wolf tries it. Finds why it may not have been a great idea. 14 health for Slight. These op shots better be lethal, and it's Bro instead. A 4-piece quick on the trigger. 7 rounds for NRG, and we will be right back. Back into the second half, a lead for NRG. The boss clawing some rounds back at the tail end. Even the round wins seem tenuous. Can they get it done on their T side now, John?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, last time this happened, I think it was a closer first half, but once NRG switched over to CT side, it was shut down station. So we'll see, boss. They had some flashes of brilliance. I think Slight in particular was very impactful, but they need more from their riflers. We'll see if they get it on their T side where it's going to become integral. Oh my goodness, what a moving headshot onto Freshie. Wolf's trying to close the gap. They will get the bomb planted, but as was the case with Boss, NRG are ready for the retake.
And this time it's clean on their part, right? Not a bullet of damage taken back the other way. They've got the kit. They've got the numbers. This is how you want to play your retake set. And it just keeps going from good to better if you're an NRG fan. Slight and Wolf trying to find some sort of an edge where the possibilities are slim. The defuse is on. And Wolf cannot deny. And Slight will never get in position. Just too merciless from NRG. A dominant pistol win.
Yeah, it was wicked, truly. Like, they were so precise with all their shots, and honestly, they had all the right ideas as to where Boss might be lurking. Pretty straightforward, quite simply, from NRG. As they take a 3-round lead, Boss do get the bomb plant, so it will be a buy-up coming through here. Let's see how much they can afford. Not many frags, though, so that means that, only that one Galil. Not even MAC-10 going to come through. It's 3 Tech 9s and a Deagle. This is certainly an advantage for NRG. If Boss lose here as well, probably going to be 10-5, and I don't know if they'll be able to recover. They need this.
They've got the space. They've got the space. There's no one out towards CT. There's no one to stop this bomb plant. NRG maybe overplaying their hand here. Don't actually have a ton to go for this retake. They've got no smokes. This is not an appetizing prospect. They need kills, and they need kills quick. Even exchange, that might not even make it worth it. It's just Tech 9 still. But as time gets shorter, things are getting very tenuous indeed. Bro has a molly. Bro has a kit. And now it is just Fruit Cup. That Molotov could be deployed.
Wow,
the guns
George
will certainly make good of it. And Bro can get that defused in the nick of time. And that could have been bad. But a 3-piece from George keeps it on track.
Look, George has been pretty slow here on Mirage so far, but that, even though it's coming in an anti-eco situation or an anti-force spy situation, it's still impressive and important for him to get those frags. The first 2 crazy, even the third afterwards makes it icing on the cake. But NRG find that 9th, and now they'll likely have a 10th. I mean, the bomb plan allows Boss to go for more of a half buy here, which is good. At least for them to get to the 3 techs and the Deagle, so maybe they can make some noise again, find another bomb plant, and secure a strong buy in the follow-up. Either way, though, it's looking likely that a 10th round's going to come through for NRG, again, on a map where they feel exceptionally comfortable, and Boss have never really been able to crack through in a meaningful way.
Timely smoke. Good response and answer. They're going to be into it and burning alive. OC still gets 2. No one checks him. He's ticking. It's audible ticks and no one's checking. And while he'll give himself up, that'll be well worth it for the cause. Nitro cleans up 3 more. Double digits found. The tests not substantial, and NRG are passing them with flying colors. This rifle round may be the last clean one that Boss get. Without a bomb plant. Might just be up against series point before you know it. NRG can smell the barbecue.
Oh, yeah. Without question. And Boss now going to go for some mid-control. NRG challenging. Freshie actually gets a beautiful headshot onto OC, so that opens up a ton of space into Con. George is waiting around the corner, and he's got Bro with him, but they're smoked off. Here's the smoke pop. Visibility gain. George good for only 1. Wolf trades him out immediately. And now NRG, they don't want to give the space for free. I think Axe was thinking about popping that nade into the smoke, but goes against his better judgment just decides to spam. Instead, Nitro going to get Wolf, and Freshie trades him as well. This is very good for Freshie.
This should honestly probably be a save. Hex is going to give it a look. Hex is going to give it a look. 1v3. First one found. No one checking. Oh my goodness. Nade not going to be enough to trade it. Fruit Cup still got the health. Slight posted on the stairs. Now Hex knows where both players are. Oh, the reswing in. Knows where the last is. Does he
He's
have
got
the
a
time?
smoke.
He has a smoke. He has a kit. It's time to just get on and stick and trust that Slight misses this shot. Slight, pull the trigger. Slight, pull the trigger.
Oh.
No. Hex, a 1v3, a clutch up. Gloating in the end as he has stolen another crushing round. Boss trying to build a path back into this, but Hex has just kicked loose their support beam and the tunnel is caving in.
I love Hex at the end there, too. Doesn't even care about fragging Slight. He goes up and shakes his head in front of him saying, no, you don't got that. I got your number. 11th round on the board for NRG. That is absolutely ludicrous from Hex, the fact that he pulls it off and the awareness to realize where they would be pushing from him as well. And once he got the info, oh goodness me, OC connecting onto Slight. I think that was possibly the gut punch and killing blow against Boss, because the bodies are just being dropped here.
Just feels like desperation out from Boss. You can't even win that situation. What can be expected? Series point on deck unless Wolf and Fruit Cup have anything to say about it. Okay, OC double scoped. Well, miss his first opportunity. Molotov onto the belt. What a comfortable reposition. Now both players stuck in sandwich. It's only a matter of time. George rains down bullets. We've got 7 bites at the apple to close this one out.
This must be so frustrating for Boss, though, Mike, because there are at least 2 rounds here in this second half where it looked like they had the possibility of coming out with a round victory and even control in a lot of cases, but NRG just keep finding ways to win. One was the smoke diffusal, and, well, that time, the same thing, another smoke diffusal coming through, so a couple of times where that works out for NRG. Ay, both times hexed, right?
Both times hexed.
Jeez.
Being a difference maker. Confidence is certainly flowing here for NRG. It's going to be a battle here in towards mid. We haven't seen as much of this sustained mid fight, and this time it works out well for Boss. 2 kills picked up. OC. Silence is Slight. At least for the moment. Now, which direction do they want to take it? It would just be hexed over on the B site, but he's got some comfortable ground here in the apartments. They want to test that. Players from Boss making their way through. They're all the way through market. They've got so much
good catch,
control
bro.
here.
Fruit Cups.
Does he see him?
I don't think he saw him yet, but he can catch him. Yeah.
Oh, he's aware. But does he know that one's already slipped all the way through market? Based on that positioning, no. No, they don't know.
Hex is dead.
Freshie's trying to wait as long as possible. Now he opens the door for his teammates to sneak on through. There's a flank on a flank, though. Nitro's coming all the way through apps. Player boosted up into the ninja spot.
There's just no way.
OC trying to keep their focus on him. That's the critical piece. Keep them looking his way as long as possible. Let his captain work. Let his captain cook. But I think the barrel's been spotted. I think Snap's got the info, and indeed he does. The execution comes through. OC, a no-scope to secure the save, and this op will live to fight another day.
That's got to be so frustrating for Freshie, right? OC able to get that, and Wolf as well. Ah, jeez, you don't really have to chase if you're Boss, and OC's adding a little bit of BM on top, because why not? They know they're in Boss's heads right now, so they're going to keep the pressure on, both psychologically and with the guns. And while OC won't be afforded enough cash to drop for his teammates, it could be justifiable to actually go for the force buy. You got George at 3.9, Hex at 4.7. You know, the money's a little bit light on the Boss side. You don't have to, though. You're up 6 rounds. They could take their time. But I think they're feeling confident, Mike, and they're going to go for it. A little risky, but those FAMASas have been buffed.
They have been. Around that op, there's a lot to like.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly got a lot of rounds to play with, and then get the money healthy. Nitro swinging. Ambitious. But does it hide Hexed? Ooh, the flashbang timing is perfect. Hex turns it into 2. And George then follows it up on a fruit cup. Man advantage. What can Slight do? Gotta find some sort of an inroad. Freshie coming to link up with his captain in turn, but George will collect it. It all falls to Freshie. It all falls to Freshie, and Bro will take him. More than successful. NRG 13-6, a strong Mirage, and they are through to the grand final of this qualifier.
Yeah, Bro played incredibly well, right? 20 frags. I don't want to take anything away from him, but it feels like impact-wise, Hexed was the star. He was the one coming through with those